There is a whole set of people that have put their all into this and have not been successful. So if you spent time doing this and you're kind of like, yeah, Elliot, I mean, gosh, man, I've been doing it for 2 months, for 6 months, for 8 months, and I haven't seen success. What does that mean for me? What do I do? Well, let me just tell you. When you were going after $1 million upside, $1 million transactions, when you're talking about I'm going after freedom, right? If I gave you a 10% better chance to get to freedom, would you take it? If I gave you a 50% better chance to get to freedom, would you take it? But so many people say, I want to spend no money on this process, so I'm going to do everything myself. And they spend 6, 12, 18 months, 4 years trying and don't get it done. There are advisors, there are river guides, there are people that can support you through your process at reasonable prices to get to freedom. And since that's what we're talking about, we have to put it in those terms. So you have $10,000, $50,000 in your bank, and you're sitting on it in bondage, but you won't spend any of it to get to freedom. For the people who recognize that freedom is way more valuable than a $10,000 check, let's keep going. For everybody else, it's probably time to drop off. Now, when you start investing in this process, what ends up happening is you actually get more efficiency in days than you would in months. You start getting advice that might take you 2 or 3 years to get on your own in 2 or 3 minutes. You start getting support systems that can actually help you on those days where it just stinks or it's hard or you're disgruntled. Or support can look like, hey, here's this very specific weird situation with this seller and this broker and this deal, and how do I get through it in a way that I need to actually execute, but I don't have the tools. Getting help is getting your way through all those things and helping yourself get to freedom. And so my encouragement is, if you've tried this for a couple of months and you haven't gotten where you're trying to go, you consider what your options are. And for me, there's only 2 things you can do. You can either work harder, more hours, more efficiency. And honestly, most times you just don't have any more juice in the tank because you probably put all the juice you had into your effort historically. Or I need to go get some help because the outcome is important enough for me to actually get it right. And now that I know how difficult it is, a 10%, 20%, 30% better chance of getting to freedom is absolutely worth the reasonable fee that someone is charging to give it to you.